The nightmare unboxing experience in Ukraine. What you didn't know. Over the years, the Russian-Ukraine war has faded from the headlines, but the critical details within military logistics often remain hidden. Have you ever considered the impact of packaging systems on the outcomes of prolonged conflicts? In the Russian-Ukraine war, the Russian packaging system heavily impacted Ukraine's overall war strategy. Yes, you heard that right. Join us as we dive into the practical challenges of Soviet packaging systems and uncover the handling of regular ammunition, detonators, and munitions. In the complex world of military logistics, how ammunition and equipment are packaged plays a crucial role in determining the success of operations, particularly in extended conflicts. Today, we focus on Soviet packaging systems for various types of ammunition and explore the challenges they pose due to their design and functionality in prolonged military engagements. Consider the vital role packaging plays in military logistics. It's not just about providing protection for ammunition and equipment. Packaging significantly affects the speed, efficiency, and overall readiness of military forces. In prolonged conflicts, where logistical demands are high, the complexity of packaging systems becomes increasingly important. Now, let's uncover the mystery of Soviet packaging systems. These systems were used for regular ammunition, detonators, rockets, and artillery ammunition. Their historical origin during the Cold War adds complexity to their analysis, especially as they continue to be used by Ukrainian and Russian forces in current conflicts. The significance of these packaging systems becomes apparent in prolonged conflicts, where military forces need to be adaptable and resilient in logistical operations. The efficiency of packaging directly impacts how quickly troops can respond to changing situations. The crux of the Soviet packaging challenge lies in the complexities of reloading the BM-21 Grad multiple rocket launcher. So, let's unveil the complexities of this iconic Soviet weapons reload procedure, comparing it with Western systems and highlighting the combat engineers' observations on the drawbacks of using wooden boxes. The BM-21 Grad, originating in the 1960s, continues to hold its ground on the modern battlefield despite its age. However, its reload process, especially when contrasted with modern weapon systems, comes under scrutiny. The combat engineer, a participant in the Ukrainian Legion, points out logistical challenges associated with the BM-21. The combat engineer's tweet emphasizes a critical aspect of military logistics: the belief that the BM-21's reload process could be a vulnerability impacting conflict outcomes, particularly when compared to the efficiency of NATO logistics. Exploring reported reloading times, online sources suggest a 10-minute reload time for the BM-21. In contrast, Western systems like the US M270 boast significantly shorter reload times, 4 minutes for the M270 and 3 minutes for the M270A1, indicating a potential weakness in Soviet logistics. In seeking clarification from a combat engineer, we discovered that reported theoretical values for BM-21 reload times might not capture the essence of the problem. The packaging involves wooden boxes designed for manual transport, presenting a logistical challenge of moving, unpacking, and manually loading 40 boxes into the BM-21's tubes. A shared photo on Twitter illustrates the volume of wooden boxes associated with the BM-21 Grad. This visual representation shows the manual nature of the reload process, which prompts questions about efficiency, especially when compared to Western systems with built-in loading cranes. The issues extend beyond manual handling. The wooden boxes lack components suitable for handling by forklifts or other equipment. This adds complexity in a modern battlefield where efficiency and speed are important. The combat engineer's insights reveal the impracticalities of relying on wooden boxes for transporting and reloading ammunition. While some countries have modified the BM-21 to ease the reload process, a fundamental contrast with Western systems emerges. Western counterparts feature transport containers that double as firing containers and are equipped with loading cranes. This design simplifies the reload process, requiring only one person for the operation, reminiscent of German Nebelwerfer variants from the Second World War. doubts surround the reported 10-minute reload time for the BM-21. Even if all munition is unpacked, the sequential loading of tubes presents significant challenges, with only 15 seconds allotted for each tube in the theoretical 10-minute scenario. The combat engineer questions the feasibility, suggesting a more realistic time frame of 30 to 40 minutes. Examining a video of Russians loading a BM-21, the combat engineer notes that while the first rocket is loaded in approximately 15 seconds, subsequent rockets may face challenges due to operational exhaustion. A more realistic reload time falls within the range of 30 to 40 minutes, considering the manual nature of the process and the constraints imposed by the sequential loading of tubes. Now, let's dive deep into a thorough comparison between Soviet and Western packaging and reloading systems, with a focus on efficiency, adaptability, and sustainability in modern warfare. Western systems like Mars or HIMARS have a smart design incorporating container systems that serve both as transport and firing containers. This streamlined approach is a far cry from the Soviet reliance on wooden boxes, a detail that emerges as a significant contrast. The Western advantage extends further with built-in loading cranes, a technological edge that speeds up reloads, requiring only one person for the operation. This stands out against the labor-intensive manual reloading of the BM-21, as highlighted by the combat engineer's experiences. Reported reload times of Western systems, such as the US M270, impressively beat the BM-21, taking a mere 3 to 4 minutes. This not only showcases the technological prowess, but also underscores the strategic edge in operational speed. In contrast, the Soviet system's challenges are multifaceted, with wooden boxes and manual handling causing numerous issues. The combat engineer's insight exposed the impracticality of this approach, especially in a modern battlefield where efficiency and speed are paramount. The absence of mechanized equipment for reloading in Soviet systems adds a layer of difficulty, placing an extra burden on troops and contributing to operational exhaustion and logistical inefficiencies. Furthermore, the limitations of Soviet packaging and reloading systems become more apparent in prolonged conflicts. Wooden boxes lacking durability and suitable handling features are susceptible to damage, diminishing their usability over time. Western systems are designed with a keen eye on sustainability, emphasizing reuse. The container-based approach and integrated loading cranes contribute to a resilient logistical framework, ensuring sustained operational readiness. On the flip side, the combat engineer's insights reveal that Soviet systems were primarily fashioned for one-time use or limited extended usage, posing challenges in sustaining operations over prolonged periods. The manual and labor-intensive nature of Soviet reloading processes not only presents logistical hurdles, but also affects troop morale. Operational readiness takes a hit as troops grapple with time-consuming and physically demanding tasks. The logistical challenges linked to Soviet systems, especially in prolonged conflicts, introduce a vulnerability that could impact the overall effectiveness of military operations. The contrast between Soviet and Western systems goes beyond technical differences, reflecting distinct strategic approaches to logistics. While Western systems prioritize efficiency, adaptability, and sustainability, Soviet systems face limitations rooted in outdated design philosophies. Drawing parallels with historical instances, like the use of jerry-can gas cans in World War II, emphasizes the importance not only of efficient design, but also of the acceptance and adherence to logistical practices by military personnel. Now, let's explore the human side of packaging challenges and reveal how they affect the morale and readiness of troops during extended conflicts. The combat engineer's concerns about the 10-minute reload time for the BM-21 Grad highlight a critical point: the toll on troops' mental well-being. Manual reloading, especially under time pressure, can heighten stress and fatigue, directly impacting overall morale. As seen in the Russian BM-21 loading video, the process becomes visibly demanding after a few rockets, potentially jeopardizing the efficiency of reloading operations. The labor-intensive nature of Soviet reloading, with multiple steps for each tube, consumes valuable time, hampering response speed and adding pressure on units to maintain operational readiness. Troops engaged in manual unpacking, handling, and reloading face a delicate balance between speed and precision, particularly challenging in scenarios requiring a rapid response. Troops using Western systems with integrated loading cranes and streamlined container designs experience a stark contrast. The efficiency of these systems boosts troop morale, minimizing the strain associated with manual reloading. The Western design philosophy, focusing on adaptability and reducing logistical burdens, fosters a more resilient force and enhances overall operational readiness. The cumulative effects of manual reloading and challenges from Soviet packaging can contribute to a decline in troop well-being over prolonged conflicts. This impacts individual soldiers and the overall effectiveness of military units. Evaluating the trade-off between the historical one-time use philosophy of Soviet systems and the sustained operational effectiveness of Western systems is crucial, considering not only immediate impacts on troop morale, but also long-term implications for sustained military operations. To address these challenges, implementing training programs simulating realistic scenarios of manual reloading under time constraints can better prepare troops, mitigating the psychological and physical strains. Additionally, exploring technological advancements such as automated reloading assistance or improved packaging durability could address some outlined challenges. These solutions align with the overarching goal of enhancing both troop morale and operational readiness. Now, let's look at the broader consequences of inefficiencies in Soviet packaging systems, considering their potential impact on military strategies, diplomatic relations, and how nations are perceived globally. The logistical challenges linked to Soviet packaging systems requires nations to rely on them to reassess their military strategies in prolonged conflicts. The complications introduced by manual reloading and packaging inefficiencies become essential factors in tactical decision-making, influencing commanders when devising battle plans. These observed logistical challenges may strain military alliances between nations using Soviet systems, potentially leading to disparities in military capabilities. To address these inefficiencies, nations may engage in diplomatic efforts, prioritizing collaborative initiatives focused on modernizing logistical systems to enhance overall military capabilities. The visible challenges posed by Soviet packaging systems can influence how nations are perceived on the global stage, particularly in terms of military competence. This can lead to propaganda and perception management efforts strategically used to bolster a nation's international image or undermine the credibility of adversaries. Nations facing packaging inefficiencies might strategically prioritize technological advancements as diplomatic leverage, showcasing a commitment to modernizing military infrastructure. This can enhance diplomatic bargaining power and allow nations to project military strength, enhance deterrence, and shape international perceptions. Recognizing shared challenges, nations may join multinational efforts for modernization, focusing on developing standardized, efficient packaging solutions through collaborative initiatives. Joint ventures in addressing packaging inefficiencies strengthen military alliances, promoting collective security through shared investments in research, development, and implementation of advanced packaging technologies. The issues linked to Soviet packaging systems demand a rethinking of approaches during prolonged conflicts. Nations relying on these systems might need to adjust their strategies to cope with manual reloading challenges and packaging inefficiencies. Striking a balance between achieving military goals and managing logistical hurdles becomes crucial in navigating these complexities. Tactical decision-making becomes more complex due to extended reloading times and potential disruptions caused by Soviet packaging challenges. Commanders must carefully consider these logistical nuances when planning battles, adding an extra layer of complexity to military operations. The ability to adapt to these challenges becomes essential for strategic flexibility, enabling military leaders to navigate uncertainties and optimize the effectiveness of their forces. Diplomatically, the observed inefficiencies in packaging systems may strain military alliances between nations using Soviet equipment. Dependence on outdated or inefficient logistical infrastructure can lead to disparities in military capabilities among allied nations. This strain on alliances could prompt diplomatic efforts to collaboratively address these shortcomings. Nations facing packaging inefficiencies may find themselves engaged in diplomatic negotiations and initiatives focused on modernizing their logistical systems. The shared goal of enhancing overall military capabilities becomes a cornerstone of diplomatic cooperation. On the international stage, the visible challenges posed by Soviet packaging systems can influence perceptions of military competence. Nations grappling with these issues may face scrutiny regarding their ability to overcome logistical obstacles and maintain operational readiness. Military competence is a crucial element of a nation's global standing, and the ability to effectively address logistical challenges becomes integral to shaping international perceptions. The stark contrast between nations with efficient packaging systems and those facing challenges can become a focal point for propaganda and perception management. Nations may strategically navigate these narratives to bolster their international image or undermine the credibility of adversaries. The framing of logistical challenges in a broader geopolitical context underscores the interconnected nature of military capabilities and international relations. So, thanks for watching the video. We would love to hear your thoughts on this. Please share your thoughts in the comment section below and subscribe for more content.